No one saw it coming until it was too late, and there were no warning systems in any of the places struck.
In Sri Lanka, officials say more than 3,000 people have been killed and more than 1 million affected.
Some authorities are predicting the number of deaths will reach 100,000 by the weekend.
There is a scale to this sadness that few, if any, can comprehend.
I had just woken up, it was Boxing Day, and turned on the TV, and it was sort of one of those lazy days after Christmas, and just was floored by what I was seeing.
It was a word that I'd never heard, tsunami. I didn't know what that word meant, and just how quick, it's still hard to understand.
Just hearing about the situation afterwards is even worse. People trying to find their loved ones, people pulled apart from their loved ones, people clinging to trees, running for high ground, making it, not making it.
The amount of destruction and how much the water had traveled and how far and how many countries, and hourly the reports were coming in, and it was just overwhelming. It was astounding to see. I'd never seen anything like that in my life, that kind of destruction in that quick time period. It was like the areas had been completely leveled.
The people were incredibly grateful. They really couldn't believe that a group of Canadians would come over who, in most cases, had no relationship to the country, were just trying to do something to minimize the pain and excruciating agony and conditions that these people are living in.
I actually heard about TRIP for the first time when I was at an off-site work event. One of our senior managers gave a talk about some community involvement, some programs that they were sponsoring, and that for a couple of years now they had sponsored a few employees to go to Sri Lanka and do tsunami relief involvement program.
I thought it was an amazing thing to do, to go and work to rebuild homes for people who had lost their homes in the tsunami.
So we start early. We're usually at the work site by around 7:30.
Each day you had a different job, whether it was mixing cement or laying tile.
You get to work side by side with local masons and carpenters and learn some of the techniques they use for mixing concrete by hand, which is a ton of fun.
I found it better to work alongside, kind of get a sense of what they were doing, but more importantly, what they were needing.
I had no idea I would like this. I've been running a business for years. I loved it. All I wanted to do was work as hard as I could all day, every day. And that's what you did, and it was hot. It was really hot.
There's a language barrier because as you're working, they don't speak English, you don't speak Sinhalese, and you pick up sort of basic words on either side, and you go from there.
By 3:30, 3:45, whenever we're back at the ranch, we're generally right into the ocean because it's just so pleasing after a hard day's work.
Sri Lanka was actually my first trip overseas outside of North America. So even before I went on an all-inclusive destination or any of that fun, it was my first complete trip out, and it was just amazing.
Personally, I got to see it go from, first spade in the ground to, I think we ended up building 4 or 5 homes. We actually built the structure of the homes. They weren't painted, but it was an amazing experience to watch the process, to work alongside the workers who were part of that community.
We've not only built these people homes, which of course that's the number one thing every family wants for their children, but community centers. We've improved all their schools. We've been involved in the mosques, the temples, the churches. You build a home, but you also need to help to build a family and rebuild their life because they had lost everything.
I think that's something that keeps me going back, are the friendships that I've made, not only with other trippers, but within the local community, and to go back every year and see how things are going for them and see how they're progressing in most cases is pretty astounding.
When you're there, you do realize that, you know, life isn't so much about stuff. Life is about the relationships you make.
You really become more grateful for all the little things you have after going to Sri Lanka and working with Trip.
I don't know what it was about that country, but it just seemed to capture just a piece of my heart, and that's what keeps me going back there all the time. And I would say that if you're looking for something that just brings a little bit more meaning to your life, just go.
It's just such an experience that you can't actually describe to someone. You really do have to go and see for yourself.
It not only helps so many people in such a life-changing and permanent way who need your help, but it also helps you as a person.
On your bucket list, this should be one thing you do.
It's that simple. You just decide to go. And once you decide to go, you put everything in motion, and then it's too late to stop. You're on your way, and you're there, you're experiencing it, and you're making a difference. Congratulations, Trip, on your 10th anniversary.
Congratulations, Trip.
Congratulations, Trip.
Congratulations, Trip, on your 10-year anniversary.